So today we're going to go over a little bit of the comparison between a mouse and keyboard setup and a controller setup. My controller is actually set up with some Control Freak adapters, mainly because I wanted to try them out. Plus, the rubber was actually removing from my thumbsticks, kind of like a lot of people are actually experiencing. With the mouse and keyboard, you're not getting the exact one-to-one ratio you would be with a PC. With the mouse and keyboard, basically you're just taking a controller and mapping it to specific functions on a keyboard or a mouse. Um, Basically, you're limited to what DICE has programmed for a controller using the mouse and keyboard. One thing it does allow you to do is aim more precise, which is probably about the best overall outfit that you get from it. So we're going to go with just a little bit of stuff here on test range. I'm going to use my controller. I'm going to use the default sensitivity that I usually use is 35. It's a good medium. I've tried 50. You get used to it. The biggest problem is when you aim down sight, you either overthrow your target or you jerk your aims to the person to actually shoot them. And I'll show you kind of what I mean here. First, we're just going to do just a little quick test with normal. Call of Duty and Battlefield are a lot different with their controls. I do feel Call of Duty does a very good job at getting no lag controls, and they're just smooth. You can run a really high sensitivity and still have some aiming. Here, if you go up to 100%, I mean, it's pretty much impossible to get a pinpoint aim. The smallest little jerk, the DPI setting is just too high, it's too sensitive. You can say that with Call of Duty, but a lot of people, run normal 10 to 14 as they do on Ghost now. So we're just going to do a little bit of normal movement. We're going to run forward, we're going to jump, do a 180, and prone. Almost kind of like you turn on someone, but more of a drop shot. So we run, jump, 180, prone. And we'll do it again. You can see it kind of looks like a retard when he tries to do it. It looks like he has a lot of weight, doesn't have time, it's not very fluid. Here we'll do a 180 with the control. You can see it's not very fast. If you're running and you try to turn, you're dead by the time someone's shooting. You have no reaction to do a just turn on something. So here we're going to go with these 10 targets here, 2 in the front, 6 in the back, and then the last 2 far off beyond that tree. One thing I've always noticed is I'm not very confident when I go to shoot someone in Battlefield. When I go to point to the person, I either usually jerk like this, or I push forward past the person. Standing still, I mean, it's not too bad, but you can't really stand still when someone's shooting you. You need to shoot back and forth, up and down, left and right, ADA, stand, start. So let's just shoot these 10 targets and then we'll move over to the mouse and keyboard. Of course, the aim assist does help a lot with the consoles. One thing I really don't like about this sensitivity is being able to check your corners. If you're running up and you try to check a corner from left to right, I mean, you're pretty much dead if someone sees you. If you have a decent player, he's going to see you, he's going to shoot you. There's not going to be no reaction time. So let's go ahead and move on to the mouse and keyboard. And of course, for that, we need to max out our settings as far as possible. So we run all the way up to 100%. And on my mouse, I have actually 3 different DPIs, dots per inch, 3 different sensitivity settings. You can kind of imagine like on a controller, which is something they should just add, 3 different sensitivities. You should have, sensitivity 1 could be like 30%, sensitivity 2 would be 50%, and then sensitivity 80 or 90 or 100 could be sensitivity 3, or you can break it down into 5 different levels. I don't understand why they don't implement this kind of thing in controllers, but I don't understand a lot of things that game developers do. So keep this more of a tutorial instead of a rant. So here is my highest sensitivity, and it's pretty, it's crazy. If you try to go, I'm just moving this an inch, and you can see how much it moves. Basically, I use this sensitivity for when I'm in vehicles and I'm gunning, not really driving. I could use it for driving too, but it uses best precision for whenever I want to go in and get in a vehicle. My next sensitivity down is more for helicopters and pinpoint shooting. I also use the highest sensitivity for helicopters, but this one allows me to get in there and stay on the target while I'm shooting. You can see this one's still pretty fast, but it's just not practical. Here is my normal sensitivity. So this is the same 1-inch movement on my mouse that I was doing. You can see it's a lot more manageable. So first we're just going to do the same thing where we run forward, we do the jump, 180 to prone. So you can see it's a lot faster. Plus, most of that's all done with my left hand. The run forward, the jump with the space bar, and the C key, the Charlie key, for prone. Really, I just move my mouse maybe 3 inches to the left or right to do the whole turn. Speaking of that, here is a 180. Basically, I'm just moving my mouse about 3 to 4 inches. So that's slow, but here's normal speed. And let's go ahead and do a 360. And it's a little slow. There's 360. So if I was playing real, and then these two targets were behind me and I knew it, I could turn and kind of acquire not too bad. A lot faster than I would be on 35% sensitivity. Now we're going to go ahead and run through these 10 targets using the mouse and keyboard. We're on sensitivity 100. It's an overall performance on using the controller with 35%. We're just going to run through these 10 targets. So the aim assist does help a little bit. I was actually playing with no aim assist the other day, and I can see I did pretty good, but there was some issues. You can see we used a lot less bullets that time, and I felt like I can just target a lot easier. So here we are in this little bird. Everyone loves it. You can shoot missiles, you can shoot bullets, get a big high kill streak, good KD, so much fun. So I actually love the mouse and keyboard in using this. I feel that I can acquire target, leave my crosshairs on a target a lot longer, and get a lot more bullets on it. I could sit here. This is all right there, just using my mouse and the shoot. I'm not even touching the up, the down, the left, right. Now, if I ever do come in to a target and I need to critique it just a little bit, I just hit A or S. So I hit A right there, use the mouse. I do have another sensitivity above this, but when I come in and I try to hit a target, sometimes it's a little too sensitive and I overshoot or I jerk. You can see when I kind of try to correct myself, I still go a little bit past it. So this one's good for maneuvering. I mean, it works out well, but when I actually want to shoot something and kill it, I like using my second sensitivity. And I could acquire a target and leave it on there. I'm not jerking like I would when I try to shoot a normal target while I'm using the joystick. And let's do a little bit of maneuvering around these towers here. Really the best part for the mouse and for your different types of sensitivity is when you're gunning. Here I have so much more control. I mean, I can get from side to side. I can choose my targets. I can pinpoint where I want them. If I try this with a controller, it's just messy. I can actually go one more sensitivity high, but sometimes it just gets a little too bad. So here's just a figure 8 circle test. Small circle, large circle. But this is the sensitivity I like. So here we are in the jets. I actually like being in the jet with the mouse and keyboard. I don't use it too much. I've got it down a lot better. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, right under the bridge, one try. One thing is the kind of banking and turning like this. I actually mapped an extra key, kind of like I did on the turrets. It helps turning a lot easier, because then I'd have to use the whole thing where I pick up the mouse, bring it down, pick it up, and bring it down, and that's just problematic. I feel with the 100% sensitivity you can turn a lot easier. I could be wrong. Like I said, don't fly too much. I usually let the pros do it. And a little dip right there. Let's see if we can get this back around. Flying convertible style. Oh. Where'd my jet go? What fucking bullshit is that? Oh.